Alrighty, Scotty, thank you so much. DJ Foster, he is a beloved football star here in Arizona. He, of course, wore the Cardinals uniform during his NFL career, but he was first to stand out at Saguaro High School and then a record breaker at ASU. DJ Foster certainly understands the pressures that come along with performing at the highest levels, and now he's working with young athletes to navigate those very challenges. It's all part of work he's doing with an organization called Radical Hope. DJ will be part of a mental health panel that will be hosted by the Cardinals just before the Rams game this weekend. But first, he's joining us here on Good Morning Arizona. DJ, what a privilege to have you here. Good morning.
Thank you for having me. Good morning.
So you are working with young athletes at ASU right now. So I want to dive right into this conversation. Yeah. I feel like, unfortunately, we're seeing more and more headlines of high-performing, high-achieving college athletes who are taking their own lives. What's going on? Expectations too high? Are they not able to cope? Is this environment with the transfer portal too much? What's going on?
I truly believe it's a combination of all those things. I mean, all athletes always have had the spotlight, but because of the entertainment, because of social media, there's just so many different avenues where you're highlighted on a certain platform. You have more people in your corner, more people in your face, more people pulling you different directions. So, you know, I think with the immense amount of pressure, just creating a space for them to reset, a space for them to, you know, relax, take a breath, and be able to connect with individuals alike, other teammates, depending on what sport you are, or just students in general. I mean, from the academic stress, from you add, like you said, athletics to that. There's so many different things that are happening in your world, and you're always worried about what's next, where it's like, okay, pause, let's see where we're at right now.
You know, we were chatting before this segment about the ASU football program and what Dillingham has done over there to instill a special culture. Talk to me about how this Radical Hope program plays into that, number one. Number two, you work with these athletes right as soon as they come in the door. Tell us what you do to implement the Radical Hope program.
Yeah, it's incredible what the Radical Hope Foundation has done. I mean, they go across the country and essentially are creating a space for young people. Young people, like I said, to reset, to connect. So part of my role is anytime we have an onboarder, a new athlete, whether it's a freshman or a transfer, they usually spend the first 2 or 3 weeks with me, and the Radical Hope program is what we kind of implement. It's about an hour session, small groups, and again, we could have an 18-year-old freshman to a 23-year-old transfer that's been at 3 other schools. So creating a space for them to connect, to debrief, and I think for them to say, okay, before we go out in the field and go play this gladiator sport, how can I trust you? How do I get to know you? And we kind of peel back the layers in those sessions, and I think that's what the Radical Hope Foundation has been able to implement for us.
DJ, there are a lot of parents who are watching right now. Maybe they don't have a D1 athlete, but they've got kids who are dealing with their own pressures. What would you say is the most important lesson that people who aren't athletes can learn from what you're teaching your athletes?
Yeah, I'll take you kind of through our 4 pillars. Kind of the first session is emotional intelligence, understanding yourself, understanding when you step into a room, who you are, how you understand your emotions, where are you at as you navigate through life, and then also the people you're around, how do you understand their emotions. The second is principles and priorities. What is important to you? Sure. You know, you got to understand what are your non-negotiables, what are the things that you stand by in life and that you carry through each setting that you're going throughout your day. The third one, which is a big one with a lot of parents and young athletes, stress. How do you manage stress? How do you manage when the pressure's high, when a lot of people are looking at you? How to take those deep breaths to calm, to be able to rely on some of the skills. And then the fourth one is, where do we go from here? What is your plan? Let's have a game plan. Let's sit down and map this out. And again, I know it's hard for a lot of students may not have these resources, but Radical Hope Foundation is going to students across the nation, whether you're an athlete or not, just finding spaces for young people.
And to your point, schools across the country are implementing this. The NFL, the MLB are on board as well, which is why you're going to be a part of a panel that will be hosted by the Cardinals this weekend. I feel like I could talk to you for
I know, I'm so excited.
DJ, thanks for coming on Good Morning Arizona to talk about this important topic. Really appreciate your time.
Thank you so much for having me.
Gina, will you bring him over here so we can say hi to him?